How is AI changing bankruptcy legal practice? I'm here with Chad Van Horn, early adopter. Anytime you meet Chad, you're going to know he's going to try things out early. And with AI, there's no difference. He currently has 2 AI programmers supporting his business. And Chad, thanks for being on.
Hey, Phil, always good to get together with you.
Good to be here. And you know, you said something recently. You said within 2 years, you think 50% of your practice will be done by AI. Did I understand that right?
Yeah, I said 50%. That interview was a few months ago. I think we might be bumping up to 60% within the next 2 years.
Wow. So like unpack that for me specifically around bankruptcy, because I know you do other type of law, but in bankruptcy alone, what does this look like? Like what's happening right now with that you're using AI to support your bankruptcy practice?
So, one of the biggest projects that we've done in-house is, as most bankruptcy practitioners know, especially within 7 and 13, there are a lot of forms that we have to fill out.
Yeah.
You know, form motion, form trustee docs, a lot of forms, and some of it has redundant information that we're already putting onto the schedules. So, what we've created in-house is an AI product that will go review the docket, review the schedules, pull all that information and put it into motions to value, motions to impose. All you have to do is type in the case number and what motion, and it'll draft that motion for you. Suggestion of bankruptcies. This is saving us anywhere from an hour to 2 hours per case.
Wow. I mean, that's just so let's talk about this. When you say you built this in-house, right? Like unpack that a little bit for me. So you hired your first AI engineer or programmer, right? And does he like did he know what he was doing? Did you have to direct him? I mean, obviously you have to direct him in what you want to accomplish, but what does that look like in terms of, this first project?
Yeah, so it really is a team effort. Obviously, we need guardrails in place. We've all heard the horror stories of AI because that's what we tend to talk about as the negative, the hallucinations, all of that. The good news with this AI is most of it is hard coded, meaning it's not going to make up any cases. It's going to give us the cases that we tell it to put in there. And all of that section is going to be the same. And then it's just pulling the information from the docket. So when I'm speaking to the developers,
Mhm.
I have to show them the specific information that it's pulling, give them the why, make sure that everything is formatted correctly. And it's doing not just the motion, it's also doing the order and the COS as well. So this is really saving us a ton of time. So I'm handling the legal side, and I have other attorneys in my office that are double and triple checking to make sure everything is perfect. And what we're seeing now is a more consistent product that's coming out of our paralegals and attorneys because as you'll see, whenever you get busy and you rush through something, you might miss something. The
Yeah.
AI is not doing that, and it's giving us a Word document at the end. If we want to change anything or add anything, you can still have it, but we have a huge head start because all the formatting's done, the heading's done, the COS is done, the order's done, and then you just go in and add a paragraph or 2 if you really want to.
So when you started this, when you first came up, how often were you finding errors versus now? And like, when did you first like roll out that software internally?
Yeah, so we rolled out this software. We're about 2 months in at this point, and we started with limited motions, motions to impose the stay, motions to extend the stay, very basic motions. And now we moved on to motions to value and more sophisticated motions that it can generate. Initially, especially going back and looking at some of our motions, it just all of them weren't up to the certain standard. Even though we had templates, sometimes the templates wouldn't get used, sometimes old templates would get used. They would have maybe an old address on there, an old signature. I would just find things in there that more bothered me than probably even the court,
Mhm.
because obviously you want to put your best foot forward when you're filing anything in a federal court level. Now we're showing 99% success rate in that everything is formatted correctly. The case law that is there, the proper signature block is there, the proper parties are being served, the order is in the proper form. We're getting less bounce backs on orders, which that's always annoying for the court and for me to see. So it really has been a game changer. And what I love about it too is this is generally speaking work that the paralegals and attorneys don't really want to do anyway, because you're basically taking information that's on the schedules that you already inputted and putting it in a different form. And it's not really critical thinking. It's not problem solving. It's more of just a manual task that needs to get done. So that's what I love about AI, that it's taking away things that people don't really want to do, so I can reassign them to higher level tasks.
Higher level task and expand more without having to hire more, right? So efficient. So efficient.
Absolutely.
So is let me just try to still understand this software a little bit. So is this software that you're building that you're logging into, or is this like a prompt in a chat GPT?
So it's actually a web page that we go to,
Okay,
and
got
you,
it.
you
So
and
it's
yeah. So,
you've built this, you've had your developers build this that you have.
yep, and we
Okay.
log on to a web page, and then basically we type in a case number and tell it what motion it goes, finds it. It takes a few minutes, and then it'll give you the option to download a PDF or Word version. And then version 2.0, we're going to build in the function where it connects directly to Pacer, and you could say, this is ready to file it, which will also save a few minutes of the manual time.
99%. So you're 99% accuracy at this point.
99% accuracy at this point, to the
Fascinating.
point where I changed nothing,
Yeah.
where I changed absolutely nothing.
First of all, congrats. I mean, that is exciting and over the top. It doesn't surprise me that you've adopted that, figured that out, and am using it in real time. What else? What else are you using AI for?
Yeah, so we're using AI for document collection, which obviously is a big deal in bankruptcy. We can't go anywhere without collecting
Huge.
the documents. So we're using Glade.ai for that. So it's been huge for our document collection. It's been huge for petition preparing. Also for our payment processing, we used to have this old school. I had a meeting with my accounting team yesterday. We had this old school process. Whenever we signed up a client, there was a paper sheet that needed to be filled out. That paper sheet then needed to go into another piece of software. Now they had RIP to that paper sheet, and I had them calculate. I said, "Well, how many minutes was spent on putting that sheet together?" They said 15 minutes per client. Last month, we signed up about 400 clients. That's 600 minutes. That's 10 hours of work that has just disappeared. And the best part about it too is not only have we saved 10 hours, this process is going to have less mistakes because it's seamless. It goes straight through. So we're definitely picking up big gains with that. And nobody liked putting this, you had to handwrite it and then you had to do the data entry into it. Nobody liked doing that anyway. It was just something we had to do. Now that is gone, which that's been fantastic as well.
And Chad, when you're collecting, have you looked at collection rates like with the paper versus non the paper, with AI? I mean, collection rates have gone up significantly.
You know what's incredible about that? Not only collection rates have gone up, but we do the bifurcated fees, as most people know. We fought
Mhm.
for it in Southern District of Florida. We used to we used to do 9-month payment plans, and our engagement team that were getting people to sign up, sometimes they would get lazy, and instead of saying, "Hey, how quickly can you get this paid off?" They would say, "All right, I'm gonna set you up for 9 months."
Mhm.
And they would just automatically prompt to 9 months, and if you prompt somebody to 9 months, they're not gonna say, "No, no, I'll do it in 3."
Mhm.
Right? So now the automated payment, it's having the client set up their own, and we're seeing that they're setting up weekly or biweekly payments, and our payment are going from 9 months down closer to 4 months for these
Oh
payment
my
plans that are getting set up,
You've
which
you so you've cut your payment collections in half, which are gonna automatically improve the collection rates as well because people don't forget about it. We always saw the drag the farther it goes out.
100%. Yeah, the quicker you get paid, obviously, the better, and the better it is for the client. If they have it in their budget where they truly can become debt-free as soon as possible, and they can check off all those boxes, then they could really work on their budget where without having to worry about, "Oh, I got that payment to Van Horn," or I got these other payments that need to come out." So, it's been great across the board. The clients have loved it. My team has loved it, and what I've seen as well is, obviously we're working hard from our side to grow, but we're seeing growth from the AI side. The AI is getting better as well and easier to work with. Gemini just came out with a new edition of Gemini, which is fantastic to work with, and we work on Google Workspace. So I regularly have classes for my team on how to use Gemini within Gmail. It could help you generate responses. I use Fixer.ai, which I love Fixer. And Gemini is going to do this eventually, but what Fixer does is it creates draft responses. So Phil, if you send me an email, it'll send a draft response and it'll reference other conversations that we've had in the past, and it'll do it in my voice. So I'm going in there and I may not have to change anything or change a few words. And it's just creating a better client communication because sometimes we all get busy. You send those 5-word emails. Now I'm sending a more detailed email that may stop the back and forth instead of just sending short emails because I'm running a court or I got a meeting or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's been
Self-delivery.
incredible.
So we're talking about the forms in the first. You're talking about payment collections. You're talking about doc collection. I mean, payment and doc are like huge in the bankruptcy debtor world. They're a big Achilles heel in getting someone to file. You're talking about the Google Workspace, the Fixer. What else are you currently doing? Then I'd love to tap your brain on where you think it's going to be in 6 months. So what else? Anything else you're currently doing in your office, AI related?
So we're using AI to track metrics, and I can tell you who's going to sign up the most clients or who signed up the most clients in November in my office just by looking at the report based on text messages and phone calls. The, it's always the person that texted and called the most follow-ups is going to sign up the most clients. Same thing
Big
with
surprise there, right? I mean, how
exactly.
funny is that? Like that everyone should know that, but they don't do it. They don't do it.
They d
Yeah.
and now they're getting automated reports, and through I use Dialpad for my phone system, it'll also give a customer satisfaction survey based on the questions they ask, based on the responses from the clients, and you could tell which advocates are communicating better with the clients, and it'll tell you the friction points and give you coaching for them as well. So you don't have to be like listening into their phone calls or standing over their shoulders. You can get the report. You can talk to them about the results, and obviously the longer that you're doing it, the better the results are. And you
Mm.
can really coach your team along and show them, hey guys, this is what's working. It's not a question of what's working, and I'm one of those people, and I think you are as well. I let the data drive the decisions.
Everything.
You know, I hate when people come to me and they say, I feel like this person's not working out, or I feel like this is going on. Well, show me something, like show me some data that's showing that, and then I can go and talk to them, and then we can resolve it. If it's just a feeling, how do you resolve a feeling?
Very difficult. I mean, the stats produce the results for sure.
100%.
Anything else?
So that's it for now. We do have some things in the future that I'll share with you offline.
Okay.
But we do have some things coming in the future, and it is my goal eventually to help out the bankruptcy community in general, where some of these things will be accessible to other practitioners eventually as well.
Great.
I want to perfect everything in house first because we have seen many software companies overpromise and underdeliver in the past, and I certainly don't want to be one of those. So you may see me at NACPA or ABI with a product
We're
available.
gonna have you back here and we'll talk all about it. Chad, let's talk about guardrails. Like where does the AI ethics overlap, like lay out in the future of bankruptcy practice, and how are you controlling that internally?
Yeah, it's really tough, and obviously the Florida bar is trying to catch up. All the bar associations are trying to catch up to this, and they move slowly. So by the time they catch up to it, there's going to be another iteration that they'll have to come out with. So what we're internally trying to do is make sure that I know that my team is using AI. We have the upgraded AI Google Workspace so that everything is in house. So our clients' emails are not training the general AI.
Mhm.
It's all within. And then every product that we're developing too, we're not letting it go out to the internet or go out to just general information to pull from. So it's really about controlling the AI and teaching it exactly what you want to do and where it can go and where it can't go. Because where you get in trouble is where you get lazy, you're running late or whatever, and you're just like, hey, just do this for me. and then you file something, and that's where you get in trouble.
Yeah, I mean,
So, and that could happen with or without AI, right? If you're usually you make the worst decisions when you're in a rush, you're stressed, you're trying to get something done, and you do something, you're like, "Ah, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that."
well, you just said it. You said in all those in the software you're developing, you're reviewing everything, right? You're making sure everything's done. It's being drafted accordingly. You found the errors in the beginning, you trained the AI, and now we're at 99% where you don't have to do anything, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait to demo this, and maybe I'll do the first demo with you when I do it publicly.
Great.
It truly, like, we're gonna type in the case number, we're gonna type in what motion, we'll hit go, we'll have a cup of coffee, talk for a second, and then this motion certificate of service and order come, and you're like, "Wait, that's it?"
Yeah.
And the goal of this, obviously, because attorneys in general are slow to adopt these things. I even thought about dumbing down the technology where attorneys would send an email of what they wanted into the software because they're more comfortable of, like, going to their legal assistant or paralegal, "Hey, I need a motion of value in this case number for this creditor." And I do have that option where you can email and the AI would automatically do it and then email you back a draft. Just to make it easier instead of
Mhm.
having, like, to log into a website and do it that way, because I don't want this to be intimidating. I want people to be able to adopt it confidently, and it's not a replacement. It's just something that's gonna make you more efficient, and you still obviously need somebody that's trained to review this, and you wanna make sure that all the information is proper, but instead of 15, 20 minutes, an hour putting all this documentation, it's gonna take you less than 5 minutes to review everything and upload it.
We are living in an amazing time. Like
Tons of
real time. There's so
tons of
much
opportunities.
opportunity, and, unfortunately, it's for everyone to choose if they wanna jump in and learn. It's just a learning process that is gonna shift a little bit, but, I mean, it's gonna make humanity so much more efficient.
Absolutely, and my mom uses AI every day now, as she was slow to adopt at first, and she's like,
Mhm.
I love this." My wife was like, "I'm never using that." Now we have a baby on the way, due February 1st,
Mhm.
and I think she listens to AI more than the doctor at this point because she's just had an ongoing conversation going with
Yeah.
it, but of course, she runs everything by
Yeah,
the
I mean,
doctor.
yeah, that's the thing. That's a great another great example, right? Like, and the thing is, our debtors are doing the same thing. Like, our debtors are coming in the door more educated because of it. They know these things. It's not like it was. They're walking in, having conversation with ChatGPT and throwing out, "Hey, I have this much in debt. Here's what's going on. Here's my income. What should I do?" I mean,
And I love it. I love and I think that all attorneys should appreciate educated debtors that are coming in with real questions. It lets you get to the point.
yeah,
And obviously there's gonna be some used negatively where, and I've seen, pleadings filed by debtors and different things that really, like, I had one recently where, they thought it was a good idea to waive attorney-client privilege, and they filed some document that waived attorney-client privilege, and then I called him, I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, ChatGPT told me to do this." I said,
yeah,
"Well, probably a bad idea, so
yeah.
probably shouldn't do that." So, again, it's not gonna replace attorneys. What it's doing for my firm is it's making us more efficient, it's making us better, and it's allowing my team to concentrate on more fruitful work, if you will, instead of the data entry part, which for me, that was always the worst, where I had to, like, type in the same address 3 times. I had to
Yeah.
type in this, 17 times. Like, let's get past all of that, and let's get to the problem solving and the legal argument.
400 cases last month.
400, yep.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Man,
I think we're
I remember when you were at 50.
yeah,
You
I was celebrating at 50. I mean, I remember we fi
400.
and this year we filed our 10,000th case, so we're over 10,000 cases filed as since I started 15, 16 years ago at this
Wow.
point. So we're rolling, and now we're all through the state of Florida. We're in my home city of Pittsburgh, so Western District of Pennsylvania. What's great too is there've been some people, there are some jurisdictions out there that, believe it or not, don't have enough bankruptcy attorneys.
Yeah.
So
Literally.
yeah, and there've been some people that work for the US trustee program asking if I'd go into different areas because they just don't literally there's people turning away cases because they're too busy. And I think I shouldn't say I think, I know leveraging this technology is going to allow us to help a lot more people be efficient with it. We're still going to need to hire, and we are hiring, and we're bringing on quality people. But again, the focus will be on quality control, problem solving, not data entry.
Keep an eye out for Chad Van Horn Law Group, and we'll have you on to do that live demo in real time.
I can't wait, Phil.
Thanks, Chad.
Thank you.